Hello friends, we are going to look at a lift, a telescopic boom lift that is. The brand is Genie and this is the S-45 XE and I'll go into a bit about it. Right now the driver is Johnny. He is not an expert on this, in fact we're all new to it. We just are using it to complete a certain job that's pretty high above ground and we thought we would use this. But it does have a learning curve like any other vehicle. You have to learn how to use it, and so Johnny is trying to get all the operations of it moving. So this is the Genie S-45 XE telescopic boom lift. The capacity for it is 1,000 pounds, so basically 3 people could stand on that blue area that you see Johnny now and be lifted into the air. And you're probably wondering how high in the air it can go. Well, it could go as much as 50 feet. And the horizontal reach is 36 feet. And it could even go below ground. So if you had to go below ground, it could go as much as 4 feet. Of course, this is made to go up in the air. So the focus on going on the ground is just an added benefit, really. A lift like this would be used to go in high places. Usually it is seen in construction of buildings, but I guess you could use it for pruning trees, reaching other areas to do repairs and so forth. One of the things you have to know when using one of these is if you're driving it like Johnny is, you will not be able to see ahead very well. So it's best to have an operator who can go ahead of you and give you directions of where you are, because the wheels, the whole thing is very heavy and the wheels could crush something pretty easily as well. Just like you see these people passing, you should have to be mindful of anybody around that could get hurt. Now, if you're familiar with JB's Man Cave, what I normally do is show everything in a raw format. I'm not editing anything. Just as I'm seeing it, you see it. Just as I experience it, you experience it. I'm not going to edit and get to the final cut and put music and all these things that people normally do that really take away from the feel of being there. I want you to feel like if you were there and you were there with me on this Genie. I'm actually gonna go on the lift. I didn't plan to, but Johnny invited me up. So right now he is just trying to navigate to get away from certain things. Like you see that little ledge off of the sidewalk of pavement. He's trying to stay on it so he's leveled. I mean, although this Genie could go in any direction, you want to get it on level ground as much as possible. Also on hand is Sean. So now that we've gotten the Genie in the right place, we are getting the compressor ready. That little orange kind of circular thing with the black part on the top, that is a compressor. And what it does is it compresses air and then shoots it out at a high PSI. In this case, we are putting extension hoses and hooking it up to the staple gun. The staple gun will be able to shoot out these staples based on the pressure that the compressor gives. So you can adjust the compressor and the staple gun will move to suit. Again, you will need more people for this because one person will be holding the gun, the next person will be operating the PSI of the compressor. Of course, untangling the hoses is one part. While they're doing that, I'm just showing you all the controls associated with a lift like this. That's the staple gun. That's shown in the background. He always likes to be like the clown sometimes.
Sean is really artificial intelligence.
Hello, people.
So Johnny enters the lift and he's telling me to go up.
Experiences.
I didn't plan to because I was going to capture him
Something
from the
interesting when I
bottom,
go
but
up here.
I guess going up on the lift is good. That way you get a feel of what it's like to go up on a lift. You can see how he used that little button to start the engine. Again, all of this is in real time. The only time I'll probably fast forward it a bit is when we're actually up there doing the repair. But now we're rising. That's our destination. And as we're rising in the air, he's also moving us over. Now you're probably wondering why we didn't use a ladder for that. It may look like a short area, but it's actually pretty far down. And the building
You can spin there because
on the right, has a drop below. So I pointed out to Johnny that if he turned it anymore, it could hit the column of that building. So he would need to come forward a bit, which is what he's doing now. And Sean is giving the okay to say, okay, clear the column. And you can see how close we are to the tree. As he turns, we kind of get in the way of the tree. So we continue to go up now that we've cleared the column of that building. And at some point I'll go on the other side and I'll show you just how far down that drops. That building is not just where we were standing, it actually goes even further down. So if you were to fall there, that would be the problem. You can see on the building on the right, that part, the part on the wall is, the paneling is blown out, possibly from the wind, so we're just going to fix that. I can't tell you how high up we are, maybe 30 feet, 40 feet, I can't see, but we are pretty high up. So this is a good use of the lift. As you can see, we can now work on the building without much interruption about worrying about ladder or being stable or anything, and the two of us could essentially work at the same time if we needed to, trying to get that paneling under the white part. In North America they love to build with plastic and wood, which I don't really understand, but that's how it is.
He says he has it at 125 psi, so try a test with. Okay.
So I'm just letting him know that Sean said the compressor's at 125 psi. That might be too much pressure for this, but let's see.
Yeah, let's turn it down. Turn it down.
So as we use the staple gun, we kind of like had to go back and forth saying whether it was high, too high, whatever. But basically he's just trying to put staples to keep that in. And that's kind of why I'm fast forwarding it, that's not really part of the video. And that plastic stuff is kind of porous. So now that we finish stapling that up, what we decided, well, Johnny actually decided to do was to go to another part of the building, pretty nearby, and clean a lamp, an external lamp, that we wouldn't otherwise have been able to clean. You'll see what I'm talking about just now. So sometimes you see people on this lift and you've probably wondered what it would be like to be up here. This is what it's like. And you can see the part down below now, how far the drop goes. It's kind of amazing actually that that unit down there is supporting us and the boom at the same time and keeping it all level. The technology behind this Genie, as I understand it, also, I guess in some regard, checks the weight and adjusts itself to suit. So as you can see, it would have been hard to clean this, but since he's here, he's decided to do it. So he's cleaning up that lamp. You could get some of the mountains in the background. You could get an idea of just how far up we are. If it had a ladder and it was this high up, that would be kind of dangerous. You can see how small Sean looks below.
That sign actually means, yeah, cursing in Britain.
So the sign he likes to make there doesn't mean anything here in the US, but I'm sure it means something else in Britain. In fact, I know it does, because I lived there at one point. But like always, Sean likes to be the goof. So now that we've cleaned that, it's time to go back down. While it's going back down, I'm going to try and show you the chain link on the boom. You see how it's moving? So you can actually see the boom move and the mechanisms that control it. Now as he was dropping, he was getting close to that fence. So I had to kind of warn him to stop, because if he went anymore, it could crack up that fence.
Fence, fence, fence.
Right, so we missed that fence. I know he was trying to avoid the tree, but that was inevitable. We couldn't get away from that. And as you can see him using the controls versus the movement is not instantaneous. As he hits something, it takes like a second or two before the Genie actually does it.
Yep.
So you could see how far up we were. Now the next part is to get the Genie off of the grounds and take it back. Again, Sean being a goof. And as you can see, the longer Johnny stays on that thing, the more he gets okra with controlling it. He's trying to avoid the grass as much as he can. The unit is bigger than the actual sidewalk pavement. How many of you would like to drive with that? Hey, and that vehicle that just took off there, that's the actual Dodge 1996 that I have another video for, where we weren't sure if it was even going to run, and it kicked in. We got it serviced and registered, so it's even roadworthy right now. Anything it's missing is a good coat of paint. If you haven't seen it, make sure to look for that video. Right, so now Johnny's gonna move forward and try and get it out of the area. But as you can see, he's still trying to adjust the controls. This is like almost like controlling like in an arcade game. It's, you know, not like a wheel, like a typical vehicle. Sean is trying to beat him to that driveway so he can lead him. Yeah, that's the Dodge we were working on. As you can see, it's moving. It's a V10, so it has some serious power. I'm sure there are lift operators out there who might be looking at this and thinking, you should have done this, you should have done that, whatever. But I would say for our first time we did a pretty good job, don't you think? This is not something we do regularly. Johnny did a pretty good job handling it, avoiding unnecessary damage. And there they go. I hope you enjoyed this unique video about being on a lift and seeing a lift being operated. If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe, like, and let your friends know about JB's Man Cave. I have many videos that you could see about all kinds of things, including this. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you.